What is up, everybody? It's BMAX Bracketology, and I am back continuing the series of picking every single conference tournament winner. And as you can see by the title of this video, I'll be doing the Summit League today. I'm just going to show you the bracket real quick. Basic 19 tournament. Every team that's in the Summit League gets a chance. Games start Wednesday the 5th, and then the championship is on Sunday, March 9th. And one thing that I want to talk about this conference is it is very top-heavy. I mean, Omaha, North Dakota State, St. Thomas, South Dakota State, and even South Dakota are really, really solid teams who can all make other teams in March really, really uncomfortable. Like, they can maybe win a game in March Madness if they win this conference. But, this conference is really, really tough. So let's just get into the bracket. We got the 8-seed Kansas City taking on the 9-seed Oral Roberts. Kansas City does do the little things better. They take care of the ball better. They rebound better. They pretty much just do everything better. It's just that Oral Roberts is able to shoot the ball. They got a stud in Isaiah McBride. But I am going to go with the Kangaroos here. I just think they are more deep. I think Oral Roberts, if McBride doesn't play good, they don't play good. Kansas City at least has some depth to maybe make up for that. So I'm going to go with the Roos in this one. And then, so we're going to go to the next matchup. We got the 1-seed Omaha versus the 8-seed Kansas City. This game is going to be pretty simple. I think Omaha is just going to pretty much take care of business. But UMKC does rebound the ball very well, and Omaha doesn't. So maybe UMKC can get some pretty good, maybe they can get some offensive boards that maybe dictate this game. They play good defense. Neither one of these teams really turn the ball over, but I just think this game comes down to who has more talent, and it is easily Omaha. J.J. White has probably been the most underrated player in the conference all year. Markel Sutton, Tony Osborne, great trio. I'm going with Omaha to move on to the next round. And then we got the 4-seed North Dakota State versus the 5-seed South Dakota. I really do like both of these teams. South Dakota likes to play fast, and they like to get to the line. So a fast-paced team that plays physical, I really like that. But North Dakota State has Jackson Money. They got Jakari White. This team is so deep. They got 5 starters who are very, very efficient. They do rely on Money and White a lot, but they are their best players. They should rely on them, which is what I love to see out of these teams. So like I said earlier, South Dakota likes to pump the pace up a little bit, and North Dakota State likes to slow it down a little bit. But I think if it's going to get into a fast-paced game, I think it's going to benefit the team who can just shoot the ball better, and that's North Dakota State. They shoot at the best three-point rate in the country, one of the top percentages. I like the Bison in this one. And then we got the 2 versus 7 matchup between St. Thomas and Denver. I generally do think Denver is the worst team in this conference. I do like Kansas City and Oral Roberts more than them. St. Thomas does a really good job of shooting. Their offense is very, very effective. They don't rely on one guy to carry their team. They use their starting 5 really, really well. And Denver, they don't really have that star that I think can keep up with St. Thomas. They don't do anything better. They rebound the ball a little bit better, but St. Thomas is going to take care of business in this one. Give me the Tommies to move on to the next round. Then we got the 3-seed South Dakota State versus the 6-seed North Dakota. I think this game is going to be closer than a lot of people think. South Dakota State's guards don't do an amazing job of taking care of the ball, but they got Oscar Clough. When he's on, they are really hard to beat, and North Dakota's defense is just not very good. They give up, or I think they let teams shoot like 50% from the field, so very, very bad defense. And South Dakota State is a very, very good offensive rebounding team. I think they're going to keep giving second chances up because North Dakota doesn't rebound the ball amazing, but they do it all right. And I think this game is going to be closer than a lot of people think. Trayson Eaglestaff, if you didn't watch him play Alabama back in November, I think it was November or December, he went crazy. He is a really good player. I think he has enough to maybe take this team on a little run, but I am going to go with the Jackrabbits here. South Dakota State moving on to the semifinals. And then in the semifinals, we got the 4 best teams. These 4 teams are very, very solid, and we're going to start off with the 1-seed Omaha versus the 4-seed North Dakota State. Omaha, they do the little things better. They force more turnovers. They have way more blocks. They have way more steals. They rebound the ball significantly better. And that's pretty much what they do better. But I'll tell you one thing that North Dakota State does really well, and that is shooting. I already touched on that a little bit earlier. They have some of the best shooters in the country. They shoot at like a 42% percentage, and then they shoot as like a 50% rate. So over half their shots come from 3, and they do it really well. And the one thing about Omaha is their three-point defense is not very good. They let teams shoot a lot from three. And if North Dakota State can get hot, get in the right moment, I think North Dakota State easily wins this game. I'm going to go with the 4-seed Bison over the 1-seed Omaha, and a little bit of an upset there. Sad to say as an Omaha fan, but I don't love this matchup for Omaha. I know Omaha's been able to beat them both times this year, but I think North Dakota State is just – I think they are too good to get swept by this Omaha team. Bison to the championship game. And then we got the 2-seed St. Thomas versus the 3-seed South Dakota State. I really do like both of these teams. St. Thomas does the little things better, but South Dakota State's defense is pretty solid. It's okay, but they're one of the best in the conference. Not a lot of these defenses in this conference are very good, but South Dakota State is up there. The one thing that I think is really going to differentiate this game is if St. Thomas can force turnovers against these inexperienced younger guards of South Dakota State. If they can do that, I think they can win this game. But you got to keep in mind, this game is in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, so this is pretty much a home game for South Dakota State. The Jackrabbit fans are insane. They're gonna get to this game. This is gonna be a really good game. I like that South Dakota State rebounds the ball very, very well. They don't allow teams to get any offensive rebounds on them, and they get a lot of offensive rebounds. And St. Thomas is one of the worst offensive rebounding teams in the country. They give up a decent amount, so I think South Dakota State is going to take advantage of that. Oscar Clough is going to have a game. I don't think St. Thomas has a guy who can stop him. Give me South Dakota State to the championship. And then in the championship game, we got the 4-seed North Dakota State versus the 3-seed South Dakota State. I love both of these teams, guys. I think they are very, very well built for March. This is a team. This reminds me a lot of the 2021 season with all these four teams. You remember when they had Oral Roberts led by O'Banner and A. Smith. They had South Dakota State led by Mayo, Wilson, and Shireman. They had not St. Thomas. They had South Dakota, who had some really solid players. I think they had Stanley Umedi. Then they had North Dakota State with Greasel and Cruiser. This reminds me a lot of that, and I think whoever can get out of this game can really push. So North Dakota State and South Dakota State. South Dakota State's guards do not take care of the ball very well, but North Dakota State also doesn't take care of the ball, and they don't force a lot of turnovers. So I think this matchup is a lot better for South Dakota State in this one, just when it comes to turnovers. Then offensive rebounds, I think Oscar Clough is going to have a day on the glass. I think he's going to give his offense a little bit of extra, but North Dakota State just shoots the ball so well. And South Dakota State is one of the better defenses in this conference. But I just feel like if the Bison get hot, they are the best team in this conference. Jackson Money and Jakari White, man, they are so freaking good. And then they got other guys in that starting lineup, including Mason Miller, who shoots. I seriously think he is the best shooter in this country. He shoots the most out of anybody in the country, and he shoots at such a high percentage. This guy is a killer. And the fact they don't use him a lot, and I think he's going to come into play here just because it's going to be their third game in 3 days. And I also love Javis Miller. I think that's how you say it. It's either Tajavis or Tajavis. I'm pretty sure it's Tajavis. But he's kind of their glue guy. He does a lot of the little things right. He rebounds the ball pretty well. And then Noah Federson, he is a pretty solid player too. I think he has the size to match up with Oscar Clough a little bit. I think Oscar Clough is going to be a little slowed down this game. I'm going to go with North Dakota State as they punch their ticket and they win the Summit League. I kind of want to talk about like what I said earlier. I think North Dakota State, they won the conference tournament in 2020. I think it was 2020, the year it got canceled. Tyson Warren, Vinny Shaheed, that was a really solid team. A lot of people had them as an upset, so it was sad to see that tournament got canceled, but I think they're going to get back this year. And as I was continue saying, the top four, maybe even South Dakota, they are legit teams, guys. These are teams that you want to look out for. If they maybe get a 15, maybe 14, 15, 16 seed, this is a team that you really want to look into because they are all very good at what they do. Like Omaha, they're very good at just being good at the fundamentals. They take care of the ball. They shoot at a decent percentage. They do everything well. North Dakota State shoots lights out from three. They shoot so well as a team. And then St. Thomas, they also shoot very, very well. And then South Dakota State, they just out-rebound teams. They out-physical teams. They are so good at that. And, all these teams are very, very, what's the word for it? Very, not similar, but compatible. That's the word. I love all these teams. I wish that this league got 2 bids, but obviously the non-conference play didn't really help. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm really excited for this tournament. This tournament is one that you must watch. On Saturday, March 8th, you better get your butt to CBS Sports Network because this is going to be elite matchups between whoever plays. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to be continuing to pump out these videos, so make sure you pay attention and make sure you tag along. That's all I got for you guys today. BMax Bracketology out. God bless everyone.